Hey, it's me, Dr. D, and I'm coming on once again. It's coming to the close of another year. And in the closing of one year, for me, it began a new one. And I'm talking about the celebration of my birthday. I tell you what, it's such a glorious feeling when I look back over the 75 years that I've lived. And now he's blessed me to start the 76. I tell you what, in 2025, it's a year to thrive. And that is what the word of the day in on Let's Talk Language Arts Thrive. So let's get right into it. And I'm going to, as always, give you two definitions of the word of the day. And today's word, it is so surprisingly the same in the man's world and in the real world of the creator. Listen, the definition of thrive in the Webster is to prosper, be fortunate, or successful, and also to grow and develop vigorously to flourish. In coaching terms, thriving, because as entrepreneurs and that sort of thing, we all have to understand how it fits in the purpose that you were born, because we were all born for at least one something. We were all given at least one something that we share with the world to make it a better place. And so when I look in coaching terms, to thrive is all about working on your self development, personal growth, and resilience. So let's take some selfies so you can see who you are. Take a look in a mirror into your own eyes and take selfies. And today's selfies, as you take a look at yourself, we're going to take a look at how, in your mind, when you look at yourself, how to improve your physical well being where it's needed. And that means check your health. Also, check your self confidence. Check your self resilience. And the high priority that you want to take a selfie to check is your self esteem. What do you see in yourself? Who and how valuable do you see yourself to be? Thrive, to prosper, be fortunate or successful, to grow or develop vigorously to flourish. Now, as I go into the biblical meaning of thrive, listen to what it says biblically. It means to grow vigorously, to prosper. As a newborn babe desires the pure milk, we as newborn babes, as believers, we desire the pure milk of the word that we may grow thereby. 1 Peter 2:2. To the definition of thrive, the word strive comes into my mind as well. And strive means to make strenuous efforts toward any goal, to contend in opposition, battle, or any conflict, to compete. So, in regards to understanding the difference between thriving and striving, right? It is striving is a state of doing. Thriving is a state of being. And those work together for the good of those that love the Lord. As human beings, we must have food, water, air, and shelter to survive. As in the past, during times before we were ever born, the explorers before us, when they set off to find new lands and conquer new territories, they had to make sure their basic needs were met. As we journey through this life to accomplish all of that God has placed in us and the desires that we have, first of all, the desires should be for good and not evil. Our desires should be that we take what is in us, the treasures from within, to help make this world a better place by doing our part. So, as also in reference to that, uh, in the book of life, it's called the Bible. It's a book of instructions. It's not a religious book. It's the book that teaches us what we need to know in order to live the blessed life that we was born to live, right? As John 17, it's John 17, 21 to 23. And I ask and admonish you to read it for yourself. But just in a quick synopsis of what that is expressing, it admonishes us to love and operate in unity. As Jesus refers to thriving as the glory we share wherever we live in unity and the harmonious gathering and existing together in a Christ centered community. Surviving in life is simply living life, while thriving in life means loving life. We are called to thrive as followers and believers of Jesus Christ. That is the purpose of our birth. We were not born to come into the world to make anybody miserable. That you can, I guarantee, that is not why you are allowed to breathe every day that you wake up and you still have breath. That is not the purpose. As a matter of fact, in purpose in life, I was purposed to write a book a couple of years ago during the pandemic because we couldn't go anywhere and you were locked in, and in the spirit it said, yes, now is the time for you to pen your book that's in you. And the book is Life Decisions Workbook. And so it begins because our life begins and is lived with every decision that we make. As we grow on our journey every day, our world is created through the decisions we make. Life in the beginning was created by the words that we speak. So that's why today's word in Let's Talk Language Arts is thrive. And the sub words are striving and surviving. So I want you to take the time to do a little bit of investigating and studying for yourself. As a matter of fact, in my book, Life Decisions, it took me to now these are content, they're not chapters. And the content that my thoughts took me to in my book was under the content, first of all, a glimpse of his I will. And also, before that, there was a content page that is entitled, and I'm getting to it here, because here again, I don't want to belabor the time with you because, they always say, we have such a short uh, attention span. Uh, that also is the shall be's, and it's under the content. Are you ready? And in that portion, it talks about the shall be's, that if you do what you're supposed to do, there are some shall be's that are due you. Matter of fact, I'm just going to read this quickly here under the shall be's. Now it shall come to pass, if you diligently obey the voice of the Lord your God, to observe carefully all his commandments, which he commanded you today, and that the Lord your God will set you high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you because you obey the voice of the Lord your God and the promises of his I wills. And there are things. The Lord shall cause thine enemy that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee seven ways. Now, you got to get my book to really read because I can't and don't have the time to read it to you in the entirety. But just know that it's available. You can reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to, as a matter of fact, send you a signed copy. So in my closing here, I'm going to just give you some some tips on things that you may want to take a look at, and it's regarding as human beings, we must understand that every living creature is given an assignment and they do it. And as human beings, we were given the assignment to dominate, take authority, and dominate the earth. That means we're the ones in charge of the harmonious living of humanity. So, as I said before, with every breath that you take, believe you me, you were not given the authority to make anyone miserable. It was all to bring love and unity to humanity. So What I want to say in my closing is for you to take the time to understand the importance of thriving, striving, and surviving, because that is a component of the existence of humanity. That is the component of your life, because it is, no matter what anyone tell you, it is all about you, your own universe. And you want to make sure that you stand up and be that loving person that you were born to be. And as long as you do that, you can be free. Free to receive all the blessings that has been written down for you to receive. It's like the investment that you make in life, there's a payout. And you want that payout to be exactly what the Creator has for you. And that is nothing but pure love, peace, joy, and happiness. Share it.